Welcome to GearCheckGames. This is part 23 of our commentary for The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker HD. Last time we picked up the power bracelets. Sorry, my video froze there for a second.
Oh no.
But it's all good. We're caught up. And in this part, we are going to head towards our next destination, the Earth Temple on Gale Island. But first, we're going to pick up a little goodie from... Okay. Let's get a little sidetracked there. We got to pick up something from Orca that we could not get before because we did not have enough Knight's Crests.
Oh.
Which we now do.
What does it give you this time?
Thankfully, you don't have to hit him 100 billion times.
Huh.
Yes, it is. It's the champ's belt.
It's the symbol of a courageous knight. Sir, I've never seen this part before. I've never done this quest.
Oh, yeah. It's weird. Normally, I do this before I get the... Or when I played this as a kid, I would always get this before I got the reward for hitting him 500 times. Just because, I mean, life's too short.
Right.
So what he's going to give us here... I wanted to pick this up before the Earth Temple because it's going to come in very handy on the boss of that dungeon. This beefed up spin attack we've got here.
My God.
Yeah.
That little
You won't see that in Twilight Princess, kids. Although it'd be pretty hilarious if you did.
Aw, he's so proud.
He spun me right round like a record, baby.
There's actually tears of pain.
Right.
They look like they're made of, like, paper.
I like Orca. He's fun.
Well, say goodbye, because we're never going to see him again.
Goodbye,
Peppy.
May a flight of angels sing thee to thine rest.
So every time you use that attack, can I just yell, Berserker?
I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Big
I'm
boy.
not going to come to your house.
Oh, God. What are you doing with this pig?
So yeah, this pig is now enormous. And we can only pick it up after we get the power bracelets. The dark soil on this island has treasure in it. And I forget if it's like randomized or if there are like specific rewards in specific patches of dirt. But I know that one of the good ones is over, or at least I thought I knew one of the good ones is over on the other side of the bridge. And I'm not going to make you watch that.
Wait, so you have to tempt him with the bait, and then he digs up the whole area?
He just digs into that one patch. No seagull getaway, that's not for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I guess this is kind of the Wind Waker equivalent of the grave digging tour from Ocarina.
Yeah, I love, whenever you chucked him down the cliff, I love how delicately he floated down.
Yeah. He's big-boned.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
He's like Wailord. He's like Wailord. He's mostly, like, gaseous.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right.
So I'm going to explore that submarine. What's up?
I was going to talk about the shields from Skyward Sword. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was going to remind you.
Recording session. Shields of Skyward Sword are cool because you got the wooden shield that can burn, which is in like every game. But then you've also got a metal shield that doesn't burn, but it is vulnerable to electricity, which the wooden shield is not. And then there's another like magical shield that's like immune to both fire and electricity, but it's really like fragile. So there's like a trade-off thing where like you pick a shield for the situation and that kind of shit. Until you get the Hyrule shield, and then it's just like, alright, just use this one.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, like, that is kind of an 11th hour item that you unlock. So it's not... It doesn't really undermine the other ones for most of the game.
The Hylian shield, you have to do, like, a gauntlet to get, right?
Yeah, you have to beat,
Boss
I think, like, all but one of the bosses in the game in a row to get it.
Okay.
You can't just beat all of the bosses and get all the rewards. You have to
Well, yeah, because the rewards don't stack. You just get whichever one he offers you on the last round. So that's fun.
Wait, you have to do the gauntlet multiple times and randomly
Yes.
get it?
No, not randomly. You get different rewards based on how many bosses you defeat, and he'll basically give you an option like, all right, you can take this reward, or you can fight another boss and get a better reward. And like you can't recover your hearts in between bosses and shit unless maybe you can use potions. I don't remember.
So it's like constantly upping the ante.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds fair, like, honestly.
Yeah,
But for some reason, the Hylian Shield isn't like the best reward. There's like a heart piece you can only get for beating all of them.
Yeah, it's weird that a heart piece is more valuable than the best shield in the game.
Well, then again, this game also pulled something like that with the original Savage Labyrinth. Where, like, if you get halfway through it, you get a Triforce chart. But if you go all the way to the bottom, you get a heart piece. It's like, what?
Yeah.
It could always be the Minish Cap figurine game.
Oh boy. That
I'll
was
let you Minish Cap savvy folk talk about that one because I have not played it yet.
Ooh, money.
It's something.
Man, it's so nice to dig up these rupees and actually be able to carry them.
Yeah.
So we kind of glossed over that submarine, but like, until I went in there, I had forgotten that there was a submarine that was basically just like a sea of rats with bombs. So that's fun.
A sea of rats? That sounds terrifying.
Let's stop thinking about it and instead think about this room. I don't know.
Is this the Konami
This
code?
room.
Yes.
Down, down, center, right, left, center.
But you gotta be standing in just the right place to put it in.
Oh, okay.
Man, I geeked out so much when they put that in Wreck-It Ralph.
Man, I still need to see the second one.
I don't know if I need to see the second one.
I mean, I'm sure it's fine. Most Disney movies are fine, but like...
It could be
I don't
good, but the trailers haven't really sold me on it.
Yeah.
Anytime you add, like, blanks the internet, it's like, oh, it's gonna be that kind of movie.
Yeah. Kind of know what you're in for.
Oh, it's...
Hey, look, Azora.
My name is Naruto.
What?
I'm gonna be the Hokage someday.
Yeah, this is the only Zora that we see in Wind Waker, and it's a ghost.
Ghost Zora.
So I guess this kind of soft confirms that the Rito are like the descendants of the Zora. Well, okay, never. That's a bit of a spoiler, but a spoiler for something that happens later in this part.
Either that or the Zora just all died out, and they're like, shit, we don't have anyone to haunt now. Bird people are new. They don't have anyone tied to them. Let's pick them.
Bird people.
Would you people like to inherit our culture? Would we?
Would you?
So yeah.
I like the theme there. That was really good.
Well, yeah. It's like a more somber rendition of the music that played over the intro sequence.
Oh, it's nice.
So now we got to track down somebody who has an instrument that matches the one she was carrying.
We gotta find
Sheik.
Impa. Oh.
Which way is Kakariko Village?
Can you
Down.
go straight down? Hey, technically it's still down there.
Yeah, maybe.
Link, this time you do have to hold your breath. Oh.
I hope you got the diamond scale
Oh, God.
that lets you dive down for like 5 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Which
Do you think this game would have benefited at all from, like, allowing you to dive underwater?
I mean, if they actually put anything under the water, sure.
Because it's the only Zelda game, or it's the only 3D Zelda game, I think, where there isn't any, like, underwater level design. It's all just, like, opaque and you can't dive under it.
I would love an item that turned the King of Red Lions into a submarine.
Yes.
I'll,
See, that's what needs to happen in Wind Waker too. It's like a sub-nautical game. Is that a word?
Yeah. What is this room?
This is an optional, not really a dungeon, it's just kind of a secret series of rooms in which you fight enemies, and once you go through every door and defeat all of the enemy layouts, you get a prize.
It's the pit of 6 trials.
It's the pit of hate.
This kind of reminds me of Norman's gym in Ruby and Sapphire.
Oh yeah.
It's like the branching pathways.
It's just easier.
Yeah.
It's weird
Because he doesn't have
how,
like 3 slackings.
God.
It's weird how like there are dungeons like this where there's just like a center room and then you go into the like other side rooms and come back out. But it's weird that this is like some kind of weird like you go into another instance of the same room, but it like it still counts it as a side room because it like marks off that you've already done it with the torch.
Yeah.
But you don't go back out, you just keep going through this weird, like, pseudo-labyrinth.
Yeah, it's interesting you point out, because, like you said, they're not all like this.
Yeah.
Like, some of them do have, like, a, you know, actual, like, logical use of space. It's just this one where you're kind of, like, repeatedly going through the same space again and again.
Uh-huh.
It's like you go in the door, and then you come back out the same door into a room that's, like, colored differently and has different enemies.
Yeah,
but the same layout.
But it's like the same room, quote unquote.
God, this whole sequence is just going to be us, like, trying to understand what they were trying to do here.
This is like in JoJo.
What does it mean?
It's like in JoJo when people try to ask how one of the bosses works. How does King Crimson work?
I don't like the looks of that chest.
Oh.
Look at all that money, though.
Yeah.
What about the heart pieces?
You got a whole, like, 40 rupees.
Wait, do you have to do the auction again?
Hey.
So I left that hole. I decided to turn it back to daytime because it's Dragon Roost Island. And it ain't Dragon Roost Island without that music.
Yeah, baby.
So you've probably guessed who we need to visit now. But along the way, we're gonna check back with some of the characters we met during our initial visit to Dragon Roost Island.
I imagine we go to the harp playing that's not at all lined up with the background music.
No.
I think I know who plays the harp. I think we all forgot about Bird Hank Hill.
Obviously, the one that plays the harp
What?
is the Harpy. Get it?
Hey.
'Cause she's a bird!
This guy.
I don't get it.
You'll get it when you're older, Joe.
So yeah, I forgot to grab this on our way out, even though we had the grappling hook. Although, thinking back to where I was at, like, rupee-wise at that point in the game, I'm pretty sure I couldn't even hold any more rupees. So, yeah.
You almost ate it, sir.
Yeah.
Look at all them arrows, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely want to make sure you have plenty of arrows in this game. Well, okay, I guess the arrow fairy fountains are a little more out of the way than the bomb ones, but still. I think in because in Ocarina of Time you can only get a max of 50 arrows, and that felt a little more balanced because, like, yeah, you can carry more if you like get the extra quivers, but you also I don't know, I still remember like running out of arrows in that game, like when I got careless with my aiming.
Wait.
So this guy doesn't look like a Rito.
I was about to say, that's like a person.
He kind of looks like me when I get up in the morning.
Oh,
They
yeah,
actually
legendary
use a
20
before they've grown their wings and beak and bird feet.
25-letter sort. Don't you mean the legendary 29-letter sort?
Yeah, it's the only number we know.
that I got 3 times in a row? I think. It was 29, wasn't it? I can't be bothered to do research.
Yes, someone in the comments, go back and take a look at our video when we were here the first time, and let us know. Oh no.
Ooh, how the mighty have fallen. Only 26.
I've gotten a little rusty, unfortunately. Oh my god.
What's up some sick tats that guy has?
Yeah.
Wait, why can't he just mail it himself? He works at a post office.
Well, apparently it's against the rules.
What?
It's against the rules, man.
My dad told me it's against the rules.
That's right, son, and you'll do well to listen.
What if mailmen just weren't allowed to send mail in the real world? Just because of some arbitrary rule.
Yeah.
They have to, like, figure out creative ways to get messages to people. Like
The ancient code of the mailman.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this area of the island I'm about to explore, I actually discovered before I figured out how to get into the Rito village the first time I played this game. Because I was using the seagull to explore, and I flew the seagull into this cave I'm gonna go to before I figured out how to get up to the Rito village. So that should tell you, like, where I was at in terms of, like, gaming skill the first time I played this.
I remember you telling us how you, like... Oh, up?
Arrow.
How you told us how you had to hack in bombs.
Uh-huh. Because I'm so talented.
Yeah, I think I remember I flew the seagull all around the island when I first came here. Found all the nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm. Or like that little strip of land there. Like, on subsequent playthroughs, I always wondered, like, why is that there? Like, who would ever think to go back there? And then I remember, oh yeah, that was me.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's them looking out for idiots like me.
So, to control seagulls, I know you have to use hoy pairs. Is that like an inherent power his family has, or are hoy pairs just, like, magic?
I think it's the pair.
It's like
Beetle's secret family recipe.
It's a power passed down through the Link family lineage.
Hey, don't steal Beetle's thing, Dan. He's the one selling them.
Wait!
The command melody isn't actually magical, it's just Link exercising his mind powers.
What happens if you give Medley a hoy pair?
Trey, don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
Yeah, moving on.
This is a Freaky Friday situation, isn't it?
Oh, God.
You know, I'm sure you could find the answer to that somewhere in the depths of the internet.
Yeah. Well, we don't have time to look, unfortunately. Because we gotta open this treasure chest that surely has something valuable inside.
Yep.
Money?
Another orange rupee.
I feel like a lot of these rupees could have just been heart pieces.
Yeah.
Just do like a Twilight Princess thing where there's 5 pieces to make a new heart instead of 4.
Well, if we were gonna replace all the rupees with all the significant treasure chest rupees with heart pieces, we'd probably be pushing like 7 heart pieces per heart container.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Hey man, that'd probably please somebody. So we gotta make sure to kill all the flowers first.
Yeah.
That's important.
Those flowers smell.
Trust me, you'll want to do that.
That's actually the speedrun strat.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Flowers slow down the gameplay by like a tiny bit. It's a time save.
Yeah, it's the inverted Song of Time.
Aw, she was worried about you.
Yeah.
Where were you when Ganondorf was strangling me?
She was here worrying about you.
Oh.
Wait, does she not have her wings yet?
Better send my incompetent little brother out to save you. I know he's not her brother. Don't at me.
Oh yeah. No, she does have her wings, because she can fly later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, she flies.
Because I was thinking, like, I remember that she has like some trouble flying, and I was like, wait, did her quest to get the scale from Valoo get cancelled because Link did his thing? and she had to like wait for another day to do it. But then I remembered, no, she only struggles flying when she's trying to lift your fat ass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I would think that somebody who's the attendant to a dragon that lives on top of a giant, like, volcano would probably need to be able to fly to get up there in any semblance of good time.
Oh. She's gone to the spirit world.
Oh, the Shadow Realm.
She died.
Never play this song in front of a Rito, you fool.
It's like feeding chocolate to a dog.
Oh, no.
She's actually a canary. She dies very easily.
She literally has hollow bones. Do you know how fragile she is?
The song resonated through her hollow bones and shattered her from the inside out.
Yes.
Now we're joking over this, but this is actually an example of something I really like in media, specifically in video games, just because those are like that's where I've noticed it the most. But the song you're hearing right now is a rendition of the title theme from this game. And I always think it's interesting when a game introduces you to a melody that doesn't seem to have any, like, significance other than, like, oh, it's just what you hear when you turn on the game. And then you hear it later on in the game with context. And because you're familiar with it, it's just like, oh, yeah. That's cool.
It's not just...
You sleep with your eyes open?
I always loved that scene because it was so goofy. I have seen
the void.
Well, yeah, it's not just a rendition of the title screen. It's one half of the title screen theme.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we'll hear the other one later when we go to the
we'll hear the other half later.
Mm-hmm.
All this power.
I love how she's just like just laying there staring up at the sky like what's going on?
So
I saw a fish.
You coming with? I can see fish.
Oh, Kamali's actually a really good flyer. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Character.
Let's go now, quickly and quietly.
He's like looking down at him, and he just flies into the side of the mountain.
He's like, don't touch my girlfriend, Lake!
I want him to remember me as a simple attendant. She is fully prepared to die on this mission.
Wow.
Oh, God. Nobody's ever sailed with Link and survived.
Is it kind of like Ocarina? Like, once the mission's over, they're kind of like stuck in limbo in the spirit world?
Well,
actually, that's not the case in Ocarina. Because,
Wait, are they...
They're, like, celebrating with you at the end.
Oh, yeah. I guess only throughout the course of the game, they're stuck in the spirit world.
Yeah. Well, there's a really cool bit at the end of Ocarina that, I didn't catch until, like, I was much older, where, like, everyone in Hyrule is partying and celebrating because it's been saved. And then you see, like, Mido and King Zora sitting off on the side just moping around. And I thought it was because, like, because they're just, like, they're not partying with everyone because they're jerks. And they just, like, don't like hanging out with people. And then I realized, no, they're moping around because Saria and Ruto aren't at the party. And they thought that they died.
Oh my gosh.
And then you go to the, they look up in the sky and see, like, sparkles shooting across the sky or whatever, which transitions to the sages all coming back to the real world. And there's, like, a triumphant swell of music, and it's really nice.
Aw. I thought their friends and family were gone forever.
Yeah, man, that game has an A+ ending. Most Zelda games tend to end pretty well.
Yeah.
With the unfortunate exception being, well, if you haven't finished it, Breath of the Wild.
I am probably like the one contrarian for that.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, the ending battle, definitely. I mean, I won't spoil the battle, but I love the ending, like, after that.
I will say, possibly my biggest disappointment with Breath of the Wild is the fact that the credits are just, like, pictures from throughout the game instead of, like, a proper ending like a proper, like, credit sequence.
Yeah.
Because those are always, like, some of my favorite parts of Zelda games.
Well, yeah, that's why, like, Ocarina's is so good, is because it, like, shows you the aftermath of, like, all of the people and places you've saved.
Yeah.
And that and the music, like the credits music was just like songs from throughout the game spliced together. Whereas in most other games, like Zelda games, have really good credits themes, like consistently.
Oh yeah, I guess we're in the Earth Temple now, aren't we?
Yeah, so join us next time when we actually take a crack at this dungeon. It's going to be a long one.
Yep.
Bye.